All right, folks, you are tuned into One Play One Voice. This is where Liberians meet other nationalities around the continent of Africa to promote nothing but peace, love, and unity. Tonight, we have with us DELIA Farquharson City Council member. She's running for the second term. She needs your vote out there. But stay tuned. I will be right back. Okay, and again, good evening to everyone, our brothers and sisters across the radio land, from back home, North America, South America, across New York City to Mount Vernon, where we're going to be broadcasting. We are here with Miss Delia Farquharson. She's running for city council member, and she want you to vote for her. So she's here tonight with us. Well, first of all, gave her a chance to make an introduction to the audience. Miss Delia, are you there?
I am. Good evening, Mr. Newham. How are you?
Oh, I'm great, and you?
I'm very well, very well. Thank you so much. It's great to be on with you again.
No problem, no problem. You're welcome, Miss Delia.
Yes. So I'm really happy to be here.
Very good, very good, very good, very good. So you just heard from her. So you want to tell a little bit, to the public, you want to just tell them who you are, who Delia is, and what her intention are.
Sure,
Thank you.
sure. So I'm Delia Farquharson. I'm a city council member in Mount Vernon, and I'm running for re-elections. The elections are on June 22nd. It's a primary. I'm an incumbent running as a grassroots candidate, really working hard to win back the votes and the confidence of the people because I've served them so well over the last 4 years. I'm a former school board trustee. I served 4 years on the school board in Mount Vernon. I'm a dedicated community servant. I've worked on the White Cop after school program, food pantry program with LPS, the MBK program, the My Brother's Keeper program started by President Barack Obama. I was chairperson of the Volunteers for the Library. I have really been a community servant. That's what I've done. And in the last 3.5 years that I've served the community as a city council member, I have worked on things that impact and affect the lives of our community, whether it's tenants' rights, disability rights, police reform, environmental issues, whatever it is, I've been working on the front lines for the people of this community. So I'm submitting my record of service to them to be considered for re-election to the City Council of Mount Vernon, because I believe we need integrity, we need honesty, we need intentionality in the office, in the public offices, And that's what I bring to the position.
Thank you so much for that, Ms. Delia Ferguson. I've been knowing you for some time, and I know your energy. I know what you have done for your people. But I think Ms. Delia, they really want to hear more from you. So now that you're running for the second term, to become a city council member, what are some of the specific plan that you got this time, or maybe over the year from your experience being a city council member of Mount Vernon? What's some things that you observe that maybe you want to change this time when you go for the second term? Thank you.
I'm going to say that one of the things it's, protecting the assets of this community is really an important thing. As a city council member, I'm a legislator, so I'm responsible for passing laws and ordinances. The city council is not responsible for running the city, but we have administrative oversight over different departments. And that's what I've done, is to ask the pertinent questions, to make sure that the assets of this community, the resources of this community are not squandered, are not wasted, are not abused. And moving into my second term as a city council member, what I'd like to see is that we have a city council, we get more members who are focused on the needs of this community, who will not just go along to get along, who will not just approve development for the sake of development, but we'll look at what is being done in our community to protect the rights of our citizens and our residents. This evening, I participated in an environmental meeting that looked at how having proliferation of impervious spaces, roads and big buildings, how that adds to the heating of the community, rising temperature in the community, which impacts health outcomes. So these are important things that must be considered. I want us to see us complete a comprehensive plan for our city so that we know where things will be, where the green spaces will be, what will be happening in our community, because those are important things for the people of this community. I want us to have resources for our young people, for our children. A dedicated community center is a need in this community that must be fulfilled.
Thank you so much, Ms. Delia Ferguson. That was the voice of City Council woman, Delia Ferguson, interviewing on Oneplaceonevoice TV. Thank you so much tonight, Ms. Delia, for coming in. But we have some, over the past time, as you know, we had pandemics, that went on for almost 1 year, where we have our kids, man, indoor. There's no time to socialize, and we also saw on national TV where people went to the White House, and there was a lot that went on when it came to the races in this country. What are some plans that you have to address these kind of issues?
Well, I mean, we live in a primarily Black and brown city, Mount Vernon is, but we have to continue to raise the level of consciousness,
right,
to understand that often what happens is that we are our worst enemies. We must realize that we have to be supportive of each other, supportive of businesses for local people, make sure our dollars are being spent within our community as many times as possible, because that's what's going to drive our economy. That's what's going to improve the standards of living. That's what's going to improve our tax base so that we can provide the services that we need in this community. So it is, we have to work on police reform, of course. That is a really important area. Repurposing some of the dollars that's dedicated for policing towards community services and support services, because it's important to understand that we must take care of our young people. Like we've had so many killings and shootings in our city. Just
right.
Last week, a 17-year-old boy was shot and killed at 10 o'clock in the morning. Those things are disturbing. And, aside from the fact that a young person lost his life, the other young people who are hearing about these things are traumatized, are impacted. And we must be providing the resources to help our children develop into healthy individuals. And we don't do that if we don't stem violence, if we don't stem crime, if we don't increase economic opportunities, if we don't provide recreational resources, if we don't look to make sure our children are being educated properly and the families are being supported, then we are not doing a good job in building a sound community.
Thank you so much, Miss Delia Ferguson, for that great response. But I got a question for you, Miss Delia, running for a second term as City Council member for Mount Vernon. Now, we saw the pandemic came in, it been 1 year. Like I previously said, our kids were indoor. Now, I'm strong to believe school might be open for the academic 2021-2022. I know you want your people to vote for you, but what would be your advice for the reopening of schools where our kids they have not had a chance to socialize themselves for over 1 year being in, and I strongly believe it got something to do with the emotion, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so what are some plans or advice that you want to give to the school system before even being elected for the second time and as a city councilwoman?
Well, there's a distinction in Mount Vernon between the school board and the city council. The school system is run by a board of 9, and the city council runs the city. It's a council of 5. But I'll just say that I think it's really important that our children have the opportunity to continue to socialize. I know many schools are looking at ways at which they will be reopening schools, right? So for teachers that are vaccinated, they are allowing the teachers to go maskless, and the children who are not vaccinated to continue to wear their masks. There are many school systems that remained open throughout the pandemic. Some schools kept their children in schools. They maybe not as many children as we have in this city, but I think it's important that our children continue to have the opportunity to socialize and to have as normal an experience as possible. What we know is the number of children that have been significantly impacted or died from COVID is minimal. It's very low. And so we are thankful for that they have not been so significantly impacted. But we must continue to normalize and to bring our children back to some kind of typical existence so that we can help them to maintain a healthy state of mind.
Thank you so much, Ms. Delia Ferguson. That was the voice of City Council woman, Ms. Delia Ferguson in Mount Vernon, running for City Council member for the second term. Audience, I want to say thank you so much. You are tuned to One Play One Voice. There is where Liberians meet other nationalities around the continent of Africa to promote nothing but peace, love, and unity, bringing back the African tradition to the USA. Let's unite. It's about African connection. Stay tuned. We'll come back to ask our City Council woman some questions. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Okay, again, you are tuned into One Play One Voice. There is where Liberians meet other nationalities around the continent of Africa to promote nothing but peace, love, and unity, bringing back the African tradition to the U.S. And let's unite as about African connection. With me in the studio tonight, we have Delia Ferguson running for the second term as City Council member. Again, we're not going to be here for a very long time. This is a short interview. I just want to let you know, audience, but believe me, Miss Delia Ferguson going to get ready, and she will come back. We'll have a lengthy interview with her to ask her more questions. But for now, We're going to be asking her the last two questions, and then at which time we will be closing down the studio. Ms. Ferguson, what was it like your first term being a city council member, for Mount Vernon? What was your experience, and what do you still want to change in Mount Vernon? Thank you.
So, I'm going to say this has been challenging. It's been a challenging for 3.5 years. Mount Vernon has operated the same way for decades, where they want nothing changed. There are a few people who control the power and the resources, and nothing really changes for the majority of the people. And that's how it's been for the last 3.5 years. I have bucked the system because I was elected independently. I was not elected by any machine or any establishment. And so I have remained focused on serving the people of the community, not being caught up in any of the corruption or any of the other issues that detract from properly serving the people. And so it's been a challenging 3.5 years, but I am committed to working on the behalf of people, especially those who are marginalized, who don't have a proper place to sleep, whose children are caught in the digital divide and don't have all the resources they need for school, those who are improperly housed, who have not been able to find proper housing, who are being abused by landlords.
Right.
People who are just existing on the margins of our society. And so that's what I've done. I've tried to really advocate for and serve those people. And that's what I intend to continue to do for the next 4 years when I'm re-elected. I know for certain that I will not run for city council again, that once elected, I will not run for city council again. I think 2 terms is enough.
Thank you so much.
I hope I've paved the way for somebody else.
Thank you so much, Ms. Ferguson. I think that was well said. Again, you are tuned to One Play One Voice. There is where Liberians meet other nationals around the continent of Africa to promote nothing but peace, love, and unity. Welcome to our network. We promote nothing but peace, love, and unity. Ms. Ferguson, I would like for you to give a closing statement. In this closing statement, I would like for you to emphasize on racism in this country, because we have our kids coming back from Indo into in-person school for the academic next year. So what will be your message to them in New York City as a whole, going as a city councilwoman, that will kind of encourage them to sit in the classroom and learn freely within the school system? Thank you.
Right. This is what is going to liberate us. It's education that liberates us. It's knowledge that liberates us. And I think that our children are eager for the opportunity to return to the classroom. I know many teachers are apprehensive about the experience, but I am grateful that, like I said, that the incidence of COVID in the school system among the children has not been so significant. We've lost many teachers and school staff, and that's unfortunate. But I think it's important for our children to return. When you think about racism, right? This is a system that's built, this entire system, our society is organized on the idea of power and dominance, right? And relationships being transactional and not relational. And so we must continue to strive what we know is our culture, right? As people as Black people, as people of African ancestry, we must continue to support the culture that we know, which is that we must take care of each other, we must love each other unconditionally, and we must endeavor to encourage each other to strive to be the best that we can be. And that's especially true for our children, who are the next generation coming up, who will replace you and I in whatever roles we play in this society. So it's really important that we promote good health, good love, and to encourage development of the mind. Now I notice in my field of social work that so many young people just don't have the resilience, don't have the strength. Their minds just like that, and they are, unable to bounce back from hardships. We have the rising of drugs again. We see people using angel dust and other hard drugs and losing their minds. So these things are affecting our society, and we must be mindful of this. We have to be looking out for our young people, taking care of our children, ensuring that they're eating properly, getting rest, and that the stress of this time frame that we're going through is kept away from them as much as possible. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to playing my role in that and to promoting love and unity, just like you do, Mr. Newhan, promoting love and unity throughout the world.
Wow, promoting unity throughout the world. That was the last statement. Miss Delia, we want to say thank you so much for coming to our network, One Play One Voice. We've been in existence for the past 5 years serving the public. We look forward for your next interview, Miss Delia. We want you to go to rest yourself because we know your potential. One Play One Voice is always at your service. So we are always here to serve you. If whenever you want to reach us, you are highly welcome. Thank you so much again.
Thank you so
I want you
much,
to have a
Mr.
good
Newhan.
night.
You too. Thank you, Mr. Newhan.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bless you.
Again, that was the voice of Miss Delia FARQUHARSON, running for City Council woman at Vernon. Thank you so much, audience. We really appreciate you. What I usually do, most often time, I love to recognize my audience. It's very important, when people come to watch a show. There's a culture of One Play One Voice. We call our listeners. They are so important. Like even people that we interview on this network. So I want to start by saying a great friend of mine, Aria Essentials. We say welcome to One Play One Voice. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We also want to say Anthony Smith, welcome to One Play One Voice. Babagila Barrier, we say welcome to One Play One Voice. We have also Naman Michael, we say welcome to One Play One Voice. Again, that was the interview tonight with Delia FARQUHARSON. We look forward. If you want to have your interview or your message or your voice heard on One Play One Voice network, feel free to email us oneplayOnevoice@gmail.com. We are here to serve you at all time. When you email us, we will tell you exactly what you need to pay. We will give you our cash app, and then that's how it works. And you'll be on our network, and we can be able to interview you. So again, we look forward getting more messages, on One Play One Voice network, registered studio in New York City. Again, thank you so much. We are always here. Sometimes we come here, we broadcast, we have fun, we have great time. My audience, I miss you guys for a very long time because at one point our studio was shut down due to some fire disasters. But again, we are back into the business, so we look forward serving you. With that said, I want to say thank you so much, audience, and I look forward to seeing you for the next interview. Thank you so much, and have a good night.